needed to happen. There was money that was needed, and there were a group of us who were all into preservation of land and land conservation. And instead of waiting for the government or some private interest or going that route, we just took it upon ourselves to go forward, and it worked.
Year after year, enormous increases in taxes, and Ernie's health and his finances were not in such great shape. So in 1997, it became clear that we needed to do something. We could not continue paying the taxes on that land, and this is when everyone else came on board to give a hand. We talked to a lawyer who recommended that, in her opinion, the best way to accomplish anything was to incorporate, and that's what we did. The Norwich Hill Wildlife Sanctuary, which we are now, is a corporation, nonprofit, recognized by the state of Massachusetts.
Because I think it's a really empowering thing to even be sitting here today talking about it. Because I think initially all we thought was, well, we just all have to come up with some money to make this happen. And then it grew to be something much greater than all of us. I think that's how we see it now.
Well, it was initially with Ernie, it was the Save the Songbirds, remember? That was his, that's what we heard, you know, like grasslands were rapidly disappearing in Western Mass. And
This wasn't an easy decision. When I sit here now, it feels, not too difficult at all, but Ernie has 3 children. One of them's passed away. He had kidney disease, but the other, there wouldn't have been enough either to give all 3 a land, like a development, or what would you call it, a land
house lot.
A house lot of their own, because there's not enough frontage, which would have caused more conflict. Which child gets the frontage? Which child is the one that's allowed to build? What does everybody else get? You know, crumbs. So those were hard. You know, those were not easy questions to answer, and it took time. It just took time to unravel, and the answer finally almost came out of on its own without a lot of effort.
It was about helping a friend too.
Yes.
It really was about helping a friend, but I'd say equally it really was about saving this piece of land. We've seen things happen in all of these towns, and it's not so much like a big development goes up. It's more like a house here, a house there, and they come up in the middle of meadows and in the least expected places, but they break up. This land connects to the Nightville Dam Basin area. So this is an extension of a large open piece of land. So it just felt important not to let that happen to it.
One of the major reasons that we're here is because of that property. I mean, we
made a trip out. You know, if our realtor said there was something that he thought we should come and look at, and we weren't looking for the perfect house. We weren't looking for, you know, the perfect town or anything. We were looking for the perfect piece of land. And knowing that when we looked at this place, and then knowing that you know, they told us, the Murphys, the people that lived here before, and the realtor told us that all of this land was what you guys were doing, and we were like, okay, that's, because that would be horrible if we, yeah, sure, you've got Nightville down there, but, and then we buy here, and then somebody builds in that field. Well, that would just mess us up totally.
What is this really? What is the essence of this? It is that this land, retaining its beauty as it is, unmolested, undefiled, or whatever, that is it. That is what it's all about. And if anybody comes forward, it's, yes, indeed, to support the Friends, but those friends are supporting the land. So that's what it is. It is supporting this land. Everything the way that we set it up is not to further the interests of any person, but to further the interest of the land.
Right.
To keep it safe.
A sanctuary.
Yeah.